Jedi fan 421.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yo.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, real quick, who's your favorite Jedi?
Probably Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, that's mine too.
All right, you are a true Jedi fan. Cool.
But anyway, guys, first of all, I really liked the Walking Dead video you guys did for game trailers. I don't get why people hated it so much, but whatever.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed it.
Were there haters? Is that what he said?
I just think there's a certain expectation when it's like, oh, new Mega64 video, and that's just a minute long. You know,
Yeah.
Just a fart.
Whatever.
A minute.
You know what I mean?
fart.
If there was no expectation, like I know this sounds whatever. If that showed up on someone's personal channel, it would get nothing but praise.
Yeah.
But because it's GameTrailers.com front page, here it is. That it's like, oh, that was it.
It's just a minute long fart, guys.
It's just a minute long fart.
That's what it is.
No, I don't.
What's your opinion on Qui-Gon? Yay or nay?
I'd say yay.
On
Yeah.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
See, I feel like Qui-Gon, unnecessary character.
But the first to learn how to astral project himself after his death.
Okay, but that is the same as saying, isn't it crazy in Inception when they go to that deep level? It could have been anybody could be the first to fucking discover it. That's a sentence written on a page.
True.
Yeah,
friend.
good point. Yeah, that's a good point, Derek.
My friend, Qui-Gon, you did not do enough before you died. What do you think, Rocco? You're a big Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon, worst Jedi ever. Look it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Credits will
That
do
is
fine.
such a
No, they
funny
won't.
video.
And then he dies.
Well, say no more.
And then he says everything will be
Wait,
fine with Anakin. Guess what? He
He's
becomes.
literally the cause to the Empire.
Yeah.
He takes on a second
Yeah.
Padawan when you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
He is.
He's literally
He's
the
the
boss.
Phantom Menace.
He is.
He's like the worst Sith of them all.
He is.
By not.
By not following the
Hey,
rules.
hey, there's one. You know what? The prequels, yeah, okay, they suck. We could talk all day. But there are a couple things they do okay. And one of that is making the point of, hey, if you're going to have rules, follow the fucking rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is actually something that works in those three movies. By the end, it's like, hey, don't get wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Either, you know what, and that could apply to religion, or that could apply to whatever, but hey, live this way or that way. Don't be fucking murky.
Qui-Gon the Saboteur,
Oh, definitely.
as it seems.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Wait, wait,
Qui-Gon is the Jar Jar of Episode 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Think about it.
When you really think about it.
Just like Django Unchained. Think about it.
Anyways, sorry, Jedi fan, not to get off track.
No problem. I guess my question for you guys tonight is, I'm not sure if you guys have talked about this, but what are your favorite film directors? I've heard you guys talk about favorite films, but never really film directors.
Film
I got a bunch.
directors.
There's a lot of directors that I follow I try to get into like their full full catalog. Like Kubrick, I like Kubrick. I think we all like Stanley Kubrick, right?
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg. I mean, you can't go wrong with big, I don't know. Lucas. What else?
Would you say George Lucas is one of your favorite directors?
I got way into Star Wars when I was a kid, and then I went back and watched like THX and what else have I seen of
Yeah, I
his?
forgot about THX.
Yeah, maybe I guess.
You like Red Tails?
There's not. No, I didn't see Red Tails.
Did anybody?
American Graffiti's really good.
American Graffiti's.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
Francis Ford Coppola is a good director. I really like. God, I am having a fucking problem. David Lynch. I've seen most David Lynch
Oh, yeah.
films.
David Lynch just showed up in some show.
Really?
What was it?
He acts every once in a while.
It was some TV show. Oh man, it's really bugging me now. He just made an appearance in it.
Huh.
Do people in the chat
Sam
say
Raimi.
it, Eric?
I like Sam Raimi's films. His horror films more than his action stuff.
Louis.
Louis, yeah.
I love all the Darkman movies. I love all the Evil Dead movies. Yeah, Sam Raimi's up there for me. I don't mind Tim Burton.
I would say for me, Steven Spielberg and Stanley Kubrick.
Oh, yeah.
Christopher Nolan.
Anno.
Hideaki Anno, and I like Paul Thomas Anderson. I don't like all his movies, but I think I don't. I've never seen them and gone, he shouldn't have made that. They're just not all for me. But the same to Stanley Kubrick. I don't like all his movies either.
I'm kind of obscure for me. You may not have heard of these. Look them up. They're really good. Gore Verbinski and Jon Favreau. They kill.
Secret Squirrel.
Secret Squirrel just fell.
They kill.
What about Kurosawa?
I don't know who that is.
Oh shit! You know who else I like? Takashi Kitano is his full name.
Is he a director?
He directed all those Yakuza movies that he's in.
Oh.
He
But
directs
he's
a lot.
in Battle Royale, right?
He is in Battle Royale.
Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay, that's who that was. Got it.
He acts a lot, but a lot of his like Yakuza movies he directs
Yeah,
too.
okay.
I really like.
And speaking of Kurosawa, that
His
would be one
latest
of mine too. I just saw. I mentioned this I think last week. I saw Rashomon for the first time. That was tangled up in rights issues for a long time, but someone got me the Blu-ray for my birthday or Christmas, and that was really good. That's one of the first movies to, I think, do really detail or series of flashbacks. Like, and that seems so commonplace now, but man, that movie is all like, well, that's not how I remember it. No. And then it shows it, like, and that was really different for its time. And I never realized too, and I know that a lot of film people already know this, but I never realized that that he was like one of the first directors too to just point the camera at the sun. Like he's got shots where people have the sun behind them and stuff. You know what I mean? Like shining the camera at the sun. I never really knew that either, but it's true. Anyway,
Robert Zemeckis, did he direct?
yeah, and that's one of mine too. Robert Zemeckis.
Well, not his anime. All his new.
No, I don't
shit.
care about any of that. But
All he's been doing
Yeah.
recently is animation. But
he's done. He's done with that. He just
yeah.
did Flight.
Who directed the Short Circuit? The two of them.
Gore Verbinski.
Do you know?
I vaguely he did.
It might have been Jon Favreau.
It's on the tip of my tongue, but I remember he did another big movie.
Who?
The guy.
The guy that did Short Circuit.
Yeah.
I thought for a while it was Robert Zemeckis, but no, it's not.
No.
Who directed Boondock Saints?
Michael Boondock.
I love.
There's a documentary about that guy.
What's he been up to?
What's that guy?
Yeah, that documentary is really good.
Yeah, it is really good.
What, Boondock Saints? That was fiction.
No, it happened in real time.
It's based on a real
The
story.
events.
It's based on the biggest badass in America.
It was filmed live.
I'm giving stupid answers because my real answers are boring. But my favorite director is Steven Spielberg and Stanley Kubrick. And Sergio Leone.
Nice. Oh, great choice.
Yeah. I think
Gaspar.
he's only made 5
Like his
movies. He may have made earlier movies that I haven't seen, but of his like big westerns, his famous 3, and then Once Upon a Time in America, and Duck You Sucker, I think he's awesome. Sergio Leone has great style.
Duck You Sucker sounds almost like
no.
Fuck You Sucker.
It's Duck You Sucker. That's the name of the movie.
There's Dougie Sucker. That
Suck
movie
you,
is so
fucker.
long and slow. Holy shit.
Duck You Sucker.
You think it's slow? I love it.
I really like it. I think it's slow.
Speaking of long and slow, hey Jedi, have you ever seen the movie? Have you ever seen any version of the movie Solaris?
I've seen
Watch it?
parts of the original Solaris. I haven't seen the whole
I've seen-
movie yet, though.
I saw the remake forever ago, but
No,
I saw.
Did you see the original?
Yeah,
Oh, cheap review.
How good is that movie? Did you like it?
Yeah.
I liked it, but I don't. But like I've talked about it with other people, and there's like this affinity for like that over the remake. But I liked the remake too. I thought they were both. I thought they both did something. They were their own beast. So I liked it quite a bit, but I didn't like it in the place of the remake. I thought they both kind of left me with different points, personally. So I don't know if you saw the remake, but I thought
Who's in the
was good.
remake?
What?
George Clooney.
George Clooney.
Okay.
The
Okay.
remake pares it down a little bit to where it's really just about one thing, and I thought that was an interesting approach. Like the remake really boiled it down. It's half the length of the original, but it really, I thought, did a good job of that. It really focuses on that guy and his wife, and there's tons of flashbacks. And they did a good job with it. I didn't think the remake was bad at all. I think it's its own beast, but the original was something.
I own the original on Blu-ray. I bought it Criterion.
Yeah,
And it's,
yeah, that's what I had too.
Man, that movie is like, it is Russian, like, dry. I don't know
Yeah.
another way to describe it.
Yeah.
It is very, like, people speak very curtly.
Yeah.
I don't think there's, like, a lot of, like, flourish to it.
Yeah.
I think it's incredibly well done.
Yeah.
I had, like, not like nightmares, but I would, like, wake up and think there were, like, people at the foot of my bed after
Yeah,
watching that
yeah,
movie.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it really, like,
Yeah.
something about it, like, really got to me. And it's
Sounds
not,
like you're going schizophrenic.
yeah, it's not like a scary movie. It's just kind of psychological.
But it's scary in the way that not to compare it to 2001, but it's scary in the way that was scary.
Yeah.
Where it's not like it's horror, but
You know
it's
what's
just
funny
something
that you say
weird
that
about it.
is
Yeah,
one of
absolutely.
one of the few Russian movies that I've seen and actually love is this war movie called Come and See. And I always tell people that war movie is scarier than any horror movie I've ever seen. And it doesn't try to be a horror movie, but just the way it's shot and the way the story is told is just so... It just makes dread slowly rise in you to the point where you're sitting in your chair just being like, fuck! Release me!
I feel that way about Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It's more of a horror feeling than a war film.
So watch if you haven't seen the original Russian Solaris.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
really
the
suggest
original's
it.
great.
I recommend.
But I would see honestly, but I would see the remake too. Now I say remake, but they went back to the source material. They didn't reshoot the movie or whatever. It's the
Yeah.
same story. In that sense, it's a remake, but it wasn't trying to remake the original movie. It's just going back to the book. And I feel like the original movie, the first movie that was made, the Russian one, is more about. It's kind of like things used as a weapon. I don't know. It's all very creepy.
Solaris.
And I feel like the remake didn't have the creepiness. It had the mystery was there, but it really wasn't creepy in that way. But it brought up a lot more philosophy in terms of like, what are people even really? I think it was really good. I really like it, but you can't really find the remakes. Like, the remake was printed in like 2000 and like not again. So it's not on anything. So I don't think you can really find it so easily. Maybe it's on. I don't know. I feel like every time I say a movie is nowhere to be found, people say it's on Netflix, but they're not or something. I don't know.
Hey, I watched a movie recently. I discovered a movie that I'd never heard of, and I was able to track it down and see a copy. It's called Phantom of the Paradise. And it is one of the coolest movies I've seen in a long time. And I just want to let everybody know I highly recommend it.
Oh yeah.
It's
that-
not
Phantom of the Paradise?
Phantom of the Paradise. It's not the greatest movie ever made. It's a rock and roll opera. It's cheesy and it has a cult following. It's almost like Rocky Horror Picture in
Yeah.
the way
Oh, wow.
in the way that it's a musical like that, and it has these rock and roll characters who sing the songs. The story's not similar to Rocky Horror though. It's similar to Phantom of the Opera or Faust or Frankenstein. It incorporates a lot of classic gothic horror elements into its story, and it was made by Brian De Palma. And
I was just surprised I never heard of it.
and it like
Yeah, I've never heard of it
supposedly
either.
really inspired. It supposedly really inspired Daft Punk. When I was reading about it, I found out that they accredit their costumes and kind of persona to the Phantom of that movie. But in my opinion, because it came out in 1974, I think it maybe even inspired movies like Star Wars.
Really?
In the way that the Phantom is very similar to Darth Vader in the way he talks with a modulated voice and has a voice box. He's clad in black and has a mask and is very menacing. It's
Huh.
a super cool movie. It's a movie from the 70s, so it like does stupid stuff. It's a comedy, so they like have people running around in fast motion, like stuff that doesn't fly in movies today.
Yeah.
But there are parts of it that are super raw and reminded me maybe of Mega64 version 1, where like, this is kind of a piece of crap, but there are parts of it that are, for what it is and the budget that they made it for, pretty fucking cool. Not to toot my own horn. I'm saying that about Phantom of the Paradise. For what it was, I thought it was pretty fucking cool. So everybody check that out if you can. Track it down. You
Yeah,
might
definitely.
like it. Cult classic.
That's cool. Yeah, I was surprised I had never heard of that. That looked really cool.
I was going to say, probably my favorite director is Martin Scorsese.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe I didn't mention that.
And probably-
I love almost every Martin
I
Scorsese
just,
movie
being
I've
a
seen.
fan of film in general, we're pretty well rounded with a lot of the big name directors. Yeah.
But Martin Scorsese's like one of my top ones. I can't believe I didn't say that. I didn't like
Yeah.
Shutter Island, but other than that, I like pretty much everything
Yeah.
that he's
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, I think probably my favorite Scorsese film though is Taxi Driver. Like I feel like just
Yeah.
did
Taxi
absolutely
Driver's up
nailed
there.
that role.
I think that Bring Out Your Dead doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah, I never hear about that.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I like it.
I love Bring Out Your Dead with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, yeah, and that always looked really cool to me, but I never saw
I
it.
saw it in the theater. It was
Yeah.
fucking awesome. I have it on VHS.
Wow.
It's a rad movie.
Taxi Driver is good. It's not, but it isn't my favorite. My favorite is his is honestly like Casino and
Yeah.
Oh wow.
yeah,
And my favorite's Raging Bull. How about that?
that's up there too for me.
Raging
love
Bull
Raging
is
Bull.
fantastic.
I love Raging Bull. I love Taxi Driver too, but I feel like the story is great, but gets kind of like muddled. Not in a bad way, but it's like very convoluted. Raging Bull is just like, I don't know. I like it. I like it a little bit more. I put Taxi Driver here, Raging Bull here.
And oddly enough,
Right above.
but oddly enough, I don't really care for Goodfellas. Out of all those movies,
Really?
Goodfellas, I'm kind of like, whatever. I love Casino. I don't know why that did it for me versus Goodfellas, but I mean, not that it was bad. It was not bad. It was just like okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I was blown away by Casino.
Karen, why
I
do you
always-
do that? That was all we had, Karen.
Casino. Now you don't have to watch it.
Yeah, Casino is
Hold on,
pretty
I'll do
good.
another scene from Casino.
I also was seeing some of his other movies, like Last Temptation of Christ is also great, and even like stuff like The Age of Innocence and the remake of Cape Fear. I mean, they're all great movies in their own respect.
Cape Fear is good. I haven't seen all his movies, actually.
You know, it's funny. When I first saw Last Temptation of Christ, I was like blown away.
Wasn't
And-
William Dafoe? in that?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just really like, I was like, wow, this is bold, and I
Yeah.
really liked it. And then I saw it again within the past year, and I was like, I don't need to see it again. Like it was like, hey, you did it. You made it came out. Yep. And I was just not entertained. just in the fact that like it's kind of grueling, and I had seen it. I just felt like I'd seen it.
You know, there's a contemporary director who I love is Alfonso Cuarón, and I'm always excited when
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a new project coming out.
What has he done lately?
Children of Men is great.
Has he done
7
anything
years
since
ago.
then? I don't know if he has.
He's actually directing. He's actually finishing up a movie called Gravity, which has been delayed like several years now. It's supposed to come out this year. It stars, I think, George Clooney and Sandra Bullock, and it's from what like the plot synopsis sounds really cool.
You know, whenever like a movie gets delayed publicly over and over and over again, I always think of The Fountain. Like, man, there must be creative differences. People must be butting heads. Like, things aren't going smoothly. So I don't ever take that as a good sign. But I'm always excited for that guy's movies.
What are we talking about? Who directed,
Yeah.
is that Spring Break? Spring Break?
Spring Breakers.
Yeah,
Harmony Korine.
yeah.
Yeah, I really like Harmony Korine stuff.
I don't.
That's a director I've always been a fan of. Yeah,
I'm definitely seeing that movie.
Yeah.
I really want to see that.
look forward to that.
That guy.
Yeah, I've never seen any of his films, but they look like really interesting. Like at least visually, they look really like cool.
Warner
I heard Kids
Herzog's
is
another
great.
director I've been interested in. Seen a couple of his films. Like to see some more.
He was like the villain in a movie recently. In like
Herzog
Jack
was?
Reacher.
Oh, really?
Oh, Werner
I think they-
Herzog.
I think they like fight him or something.
Wow.
They fight a director because he screwed up Grizzly Man or something.
Jack Reacher. All right, thanks to your call, Jedi fan.
All right, thanks guys. Talk to you
Thank
later.
you.
Call.
See ya,
We're gonna take
bruh.
a commercial.